Welcome back. Validation Boy. Live stream. May 1st, 2017. May Day. That's right. Beltane. You know what I'm saying? Let's do the first 5. I got my main haters in here. Okay, with much love, coming in first. They Lie, Ohio. The Real Deal. Number 2, Flat Earth, Vancouver, Bird Chest. And at number 3, my biggest fan, one of my main followers, and one of the people I'm most influential on, GED Skeptic Media. Thanks for joining. And then at number 4, he was the first ever Validation Boy live chat guest. Not guest, but participant. And it's Rob S. And in at number 5 is TJ, the former Globe Buster, Smokescreen Design. Smokescreen is one word, design is the second word. So, Flat Earth, Vancouver, Birdchest says, Flat Earth is a cult. Okay. Let's see. And They Lie, Ohio says, come on, Jed. What's he say? Come on, Jed. Flat Earth is all you have. Damn. Good point, Ohio. Good point. Vancouver said he just wanted to be in the top 5. Jed Skeptic says his most popular videos aren't even Flat Earth. I think that's what he meant. Yeah, okay, they're not Flat Earth videos. Okay, that doesn't really mean anything. That's, you're still obsessed with Flat Earth and you're still hanging around Flat Earth. So, They Lie, Ohio brings up a great point, aims it right at Jed and says, it seems that way. I heard you and Tim talking about how much more you could do, but you still hang on to Flat Earth. You still linger about with that, what did I call it in my video, that dingleberry-like presence. They Lie says, break free, Jed. You can do it. Jed says, God, he's copying my format. He's copied my format. Not really. I just put a song in the beginning so I could have time to partake in the festivities of Mr. Greens over here. Jed says he doesn't care much for Mr. Osman at this point. They Lie says, Jed, Flat Earth has its hooks in you. You're hooked. Jed Skeptic says, VB looks like a right stud. Yeah, ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? Smokescreen says, time for VB to call on God. I do talk to the Creator quite often on my own. I give my thanks to the Creator for the creation that he's given us, for all the blessings he's given me in my life, and knowing that without the Creator, we'd have nothing. I'd have nothing, Steve Anthony says, oh no, VB, what are you doing? I was just getting down to some badass music. Getting down to some badass music and participating in illicit activities. That intro might very well get deleted, if you will. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Shenanigans about, hold on. If anything, Jed might just be jealous because I found way better music than whatever crap he puts out on his video. I think he even made his own music. VB is disturbed. What a shame, says Jed Skeptic Media. Test Vision said, what's wrong with him? Jed says, I'm just trying to be cool. Steve Anthony says he's pranging out on a rough ounce. He's lost his mind. Jed says that he is God and says, give thanks to God Skeptic Media. Steve Anthony says, LSC, Lord Stephen Christ, founder of the Concave Earth movement on YouTube, I guess he gets the credit for being the guy, is waiting for me. LSC thinks that he is the Messiah. He is the Christ. Just putting it out there. Steve Anthony says the police are coming. OJ McBaggins has joined us and says your music is good. Jed says he should be doing other shit, but he's here. Well, the other night, Jed did a live stream. It was on a Tuesday evening, probably an early Wednesday morning, technically, for Jed over in Scotland, who I think is 6 hours ahead of me. But that evening is, one of the night shifts that I work. And Jed asked his viewers, why all the hate, flat earthers? And I came in with 4 reasons right off the get. And Jed spent, a good couple of minutes discussing those statements that I had made. And of course, he conflated it and he twisted it all around. He did exactly what I was accusing him of doing. And kind of proved my point. But I wish I could have gone on that show. I would have actually said those things right to him, But I'm glad that Jed didn't try to say some shit like, VB's like some kind of coward that won't show up, because I would have showed up. It's just that I was working, so I couldn't. But, I was there for the first, 15 minutes or something of the show while I was on a run. And then I had to, obviously I had to turn it off. Couldn't participate much more after that because I was driving. Jed says he gets constant emails concerning flat earth. Oh, is Ryan Alves in the house? Ryan Alves has joined us. Ryan Alves, okay. I know you hear me, bro. I got to get you. I want you on as a guest, and we can even talk about wrestling or whatever the hell you want to talk about, man. We could talk about WrestleMania 30, or we could talk about WrestleMania 33 and all the symbology and all the shit that happened at those events. We could talk about anything you want, man. Flat earth, whatever it is. And I know it's tough because you told me to add you on something, and I have to look at it again, see what it is, see how I can add you. But if you don't have a Google Hangouts, we're kind of SOL anyways. Shit out of luck, So if you can get a Google Hangouts account and then just add me on there, boom, done. I used to have Jed on my contacts, but he found some kind of way to like permanently block me. So I can't even like invite Jed to things. I can't even send him messages on that unless I send him an email directly. Steve Anthony says Dell is making flat earth go extreme mainstream media. Man, he went to the BBC Scotland and the STV buildings and he got the message out. Jed says, seen that, Steve, and it's a total flop. Daylight says, that's beside the point. You still hang around flat earth, Jed, and you don't have to. Jed's a flat earther. Well, Jed never blocked. I'm not saying that Jed blocked me from commenting on his videos or participating in his live chats. He's never blocked me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying within Google Hangouts itself, as a contact, he found a way, either in Skype or I don't think we ever had Skype together, but in Google Hangouts, Jed, what you did was, remove me from your contacts or whatever, and it made it where I can't even get to you. I can't even search you or something. It's weird, but that's okay. I understand. Jed says he hardly knows how that Google stuff works. Okay, let me see. I wrote down a couple topics. Oh yeah, I wrote down a couple topics. What are we going to discuss? We can discuss the follies of the Buttskateers. We could, and we will, actually. So fuck it. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Well, first off, what's today? Today's fucking May Day, right? It's some kind of communist holiday, but it goes back to a pagan holiday. The communist holiday, socialist holiday, is a much more recent development, allegedly, historically, and all that. If you want to take history, however seriously you want to take history. Okay. Well, historically, the communist socialist thing, the holiday work holiday, is obviously going to be a much newer thing, and it stems back from some pagan thing where I guess it was about before May 1st, all the seeds were supposed to have been planted. So this is a logical day for the farm people or the farm labor and all this stuff to have the day off. And I guess that ties in with the whole socialist workers fucking thing in some weird kind of way, those two traditions. And it's just more state and religion intermingling and stuff, but May Day is also, I looked it up, today on YouTube a little bit more, May 1st, there's been a lot of historical military false flag type strikes and weird events on May 1st. There's a lot of history on May 1st, a whole lot of fucking history. It's a big ritual holiday. The elite like to use it for lots of big rituals and whatnot. But, I was looking up May Day, and, it's called Beltane, and today is the opposite end of the calendar. We're exactly 6 months away from Halloween. We're at the opposite side of the calendar of Halloween, which is the celebration, the Day of the Dead. So today's supposed to be the day of the life, and that's why they have the maypole, because it represents fucking fertility, and that's why they have all the people dance around the maypole, to celebrate fertility and bring life. It's supposed to be the first day of summer or the last day of the spring or something like that. I don't know. And I was looking it up, and I saw these women on YouTube that are just like, I guess, witchcraft and stuff, and they're all like, oh, white magic and all this stuff. And then alongside that, you see like the Vigilant Christian and all his videos, about it's really black magic, and it can get a little scary. They say that the Earth's energies today, the self-proclaimed witches of YouTube say that today is like, the Earth's energy fields are up. So you're supposed to be out there, kind of like manifesting positivity and all this stuff. And, a lot of Christians, I guess, would consider that blasphemous. And they would say that anything that's not from the Creator specifically is of Satan, And it gets tough because, I'm not really necessarily like a Bible thumping Christian or anything, but I do believe in a Creator. And I feel like the story in the early parts of Genesis and stuff like that conceptually represent a lot of the ideas about, metaphysically what I would think that the Creator would be like or behave like, or what would happen as a result of the Creator's decisions, and how this world was manifested and stuff. And thing is that the old part of the Bible, the Old Testament, is like the Jewish part, and the Jews declare themselves the chosen, the bloodline of the Creator. And now we got people like Jed out there claiming that the Scots share the same bloodline as like Adam and Eve and Jesus Christ and Moses, and down the list, the bloodline. So I'm sorry, Jed, you are not Jesus Christ. As much as you want the Scots to be. But anyways, back to May Day, I'm definitely not going to be celebrating any kind of pagan holidays, I don't think that it's right to exploit the creation. Sure, maybe witches can manipulate the creation. They can manipulate energies, and they can manifest magics and things and stuff. I feel like that's a violation and a disrespect to the creation, and more so to the creator itself than to say the creation, because you're not supposed to worship the creation. You're only supposed to give praise to the creator solely, exclusively. And that's where it gets real hairy for a lot of flat earthers, especially well versed in the Bible. Those who are well versed in the Bible, because knowing about a lot of the pagan things that have been intermingled into what's commonly perceived to be Christianity, causes a lot of problems. Anyone that's seen Zeitgeist and knows about Ra and the sun god and all that stuff, and fertility and the fertility sorcery of April, that stuff, and the sun and behaviors and fertility and energy and everything. And the Roman Catholic, takeover of Christianity that happened at some point in our alleged history. When you know about all those things, it makes it really tough to get fully vested in the Christ, for a lot of people out there. And I know that's tough. Because, you have to humble yourself before the Creator. And that's exactly what Jesus told mankind to do. You have to humble yourself before the Creator. You have to, realize that you're nothing without it. You're, as they say, but filthy rags. Okay. You have to realize that the fact that you exist in the physical realm, the fact that you exist and you are matter, leaves you in a situation where you do have free will, but you have to understand that the physical state of matter that you see around you, okay, it's only one part of the reality. And it gets tough for some Christians, or it gets tough for some former Christians, or people that never were Christians, because the whole idea is that Christ is the manifestation of the Creator in the physical form. So he is the Son of God, but he really just is God. And he's the Son not by loin birth, but by spiritual manifestation into the physical world, which is why he's able to die and rise again on the third day and all that stuff, which happens to coincide exactly with a whole bunch of other traditions that are pagan that involve the sun and seem to correlate and correspond exactly to a lot of parts of Christianity, and it's like, well, it gets tough because it's like you can be a Christian who is, what do they call it? Damn it. Fuck. Protestant. You could be a Protestant form of Christian, which is in protest to the Catholic Church, their version of Christianity, their long known to be bastardized version of Christianity. And you can believe in the Christ, but then you realize, wait a second. The Christ figure does all the things that the Roman pagans intermingled in. That's the Christ we know. So even for the hardcore Christians, the saints who are not Catholics, who are not even Baptists, they're just straight up, they're just basically the body of Christ. They're the saints, as they would call themselves. They're not constrained by any of these, sects in Christianity. They're not Presbyterian. They're not Baptist. They're not Methodist. They're not Lutheran. They're not Catholic, That's the Christ that even these people know. So it's really tricky. It's really tough. You know, you know, I used to pray, I used to ask the creator to show me that, you know, Christ is the creator. And spiritually, I felt that it was true, you know, but logically and day to day, it's a conundrum that I live with, you know. I don't want to do anything wrong. And it makes me think, why? Have I been programmed to not want to do anything that's, quote, wrong? But no, like GED Skeptic has said many times, there is a more inherent moral code in humanity. It might not exist in other species on this planet, but in humanity, there is an inherent moral law code. Jed says that Christ is not the creator, dude. See? But see, knowing that the Christ figure comes from basically the Romans, who have intermingled, I guess, a Christ that maybe was in other books from the Bible that were left out of the canon, maybe. I guess that's an argument some people like to make. It's tough. Christ comes from that, or seems to come from that, you know. When you're talking about history, I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to think about I guess there was this Roman Empire, and it's funny, you know. let me break something down for you guys. I did a video. We're going to talk about fucking professional wrestling. How do you like that, Jed? So anyways, we're going to talk about how the Undertaker, okay, is a guy, all right, a huge guy. He wears all black. He's supposed to be the graveyard fucking grave digger, fucking scary death, and they call him the Dead Man. And he's the Undertaker, and he represents fucking death. And every year at WrestleMania, you got to understand, WrestleMania is always in the very beginning of April, okay? So it's like, it's essentially a fertility, sorcery ritual. And the guy who owns the WWE, Vince, okay, openly like ridicules and mocks Christianity. Okay. Come on, buddy. He mocks Christianity and basically is very, very pagan. And his shows, okay, there's a Monday night show called Raw. Okay, Raw, like the sun god Ra, but it's spelled R-A-W, like raw chicken. You know, but it's red, and it's called Raw, and it's red. And it's on Monday, the moon day. Crazy. And then on Friday, okay, Friggis Day, he has SmackDown, and it's a blue show. So he has this red and blue polarity every single week, you know. And then at the end of the year, well, it's at the end of the wrestling season, you get WrestleMania, but the wrestling year ends in April. So basically, he's celebrating a pagan new year with his mania of sports. Okay. And here's the thing. There's a guy named The Undertaker. Okay. The Undertaker has now had 25 matches in a row at WrestleMania. I think he's the one professional wrestler in history who has appeared in the most WrestleMania matches overall. And not only that, he went 21 years undefeated from the right out of the gate. So he went 21-0. And then when WrestleMania 30 came around, he was going up against a guy named Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar is known as, in wrestling, as the Beast Incarnate. Okay. And we're at WrestleMania 30. Okay. So it's a 10 and it's a ritual thing. So Undertaker, the dead man, Death, faces off against the Beast Incarnate. Okay. And the Beast defeats Death. And it's the first time Death loses at WrestleMania, the spring festival of rebirth for the pagan psychopath Vince McMahon and his pagan ritualistic psychosis. And the fact, you know, he murdered Chris Benoit. Everybody knows that now. And a whole bunch of, he murdered the Ultimate Warrior, a lot of people say. And those are, of course, speculation, but it's pretty much well known. he does this thing, and the beast is the first one that can ever conquer death. So we know how he feels. He feels like the beast incarnate, Satan, the Antichrist, I guess, is the only one who can defy death. That's what Vince McMahon says at WrestleMania 30 by breaking the Undertaker's 21 years of being undefeated at the Super Bowl of wrestling, essentially, or the World Cup of wrestling, essentially. And then a couple years pass. He's 21-1. He goes to 22-1. He goes to 23-1. He goes to 24-1, I believe. And then at WrestleMania, no. He goes to 23-1. And then at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, in Orange County, okay, the same place that the Pulse hoax shooting happened and the Christina Grimmie hoax murder happened, okay? It comes to Orlando in Orange County, okay? And they have WrestleMania 33. And you look at the stage, it's you know, Russian Biz does a great video breaking it down, showing you how the stage is this obvious like mind fuck about, you know, flat earth, and there's pentagrams and shit, you know, whatever, all his satanic shit that he likes to do. And guess what? Now the Undertaker faces a guy named, you're not going to believe it, Roman Reigns, Reigns, like the king reigns over his kingdom. Roman Reigns, okay? And guess what? Roman Reigns is the second guy in history that now defeats death. Isn't that funny? So only the beast incarnate Satan or the Roman Empire can defeat death. That's what Vince McMahon wants to tell you. And now death has retired, essentially, I think. A lot of people think that after his 25 years now, because now he's 23-2, and that's 25 years of competing at WrestleMania. His first loss was at 30. His second loss was at 33. That's a lot of number magic and a lot of spring fertility magic too. And Vince defiantly wants to celebrate death. And maybe death is a holiday. Maybe death is a holiday for his satanic sect, or his fucked up weird pagan sect that he belongs to. But that's what oh yeah. And check it out. Also, at WrestleMania 30, the whole show, the star of the show, not Undertaker. Undertaker's the inherent star of every WrestleMania for the last 25 years because he's death, and he's often in the actual main event, the actual last match of the night, even if the championship's not on the line. They'll have the championship match before. They'll have it second to last, and then they'll have the Undertaker in his match just because he's the fucking Undertaker, because Vince wants to put over death. Death is his fucking, that's what he worships. So that's what he's putting over every year. At number 30, the main star of the show, he got to be in two matches. He was in the first match, and the stipulation was if he won that match, then at the very last match, the main event of the show, he was allowed to participate in it, and it was going to be for the championship. So of course he wins the first match, and then he's in the end of the show, and then he wins that match too, and it's all about him. And it's funny because all of a sudden this guy named Daniel Bryan, they made him grow out a huge beard, and they kept saying that he looked like a goat, and then they started selling a shirt with his face melded as a goat's face with the beard and everything, and it was very pan, you know, it was very Satan, very pan, and very Baphomet, if you will. And the guy's name in real life was Bryan Danielson. So Vince did a flip-flop and called him Daniel Bryan because his name was Bryan Danielson. So he's like, oh, in the WWE, your name is Daniel Bryan. So, and then he has him with the goat thing, and he's always pretty much wearing red. And it's Baphomet, it's Pan, and the star of the show at number 30, the first time that death was defeated, he's defeated by the beast incarnate Satan. And the star of the show is the Antichrist, the goat. That's what WrestleMania 30 is all about. And then at WrestleMania 33, of course, you know, the Roman Empire defeats death for death's second and final loss and shit, basically. So we got Jed being a coont, a school-ish coont in the house in chat. We got Flat Earth Vancouver Bird Chest disguised as Flat Earth is a cult. And he says he's an oblate spheroider. That's cool. That's cool. Experimental Muppet made out of navel lint says Jed is Flat Earth's Peter Pan. Oh, and he says, Jed says in hatred, more flat earthers. Wait, he says, I'm not going to do it. More flat earthers probably watch me than you. I don't know. Tomfoolery says, I watched wrestling as a kid. It takes me back. You know, old school wrestling was real good. It was real fucking good, you know, and the WWF was cool, but the NWA was even better because it was nothing like that. It wasn't aimed at kids. It was aimed at a slightly older audience, and it was fucking crazy. And people thought it was real up into the early 80s. People thought the NWA was real wrestling and that the WWF was people who were acting like they were wrestling and faking it, even though we all know all along it was all staged. But people back then, it was sold and packaged much more believably. And it had people with regular names in it, like Arn Anderson, you know, and you know, Tully Blanchard and shit, you know, not Ultimate Warrior and Sergeant Slaughter, you know, and what do we got? You know, the cartoon, you know, Jake the Snake, the cartoon characters and stuff. It was a whole different world. But then it all melded into one. And then the guy who owned all the cartoon stuff bought the real wrestling. He bought them out. But in reality, the company was just handed to him because all along, I think he was funding the whole fucking thing all along. But that's a whole different conspiracy show for a whole other fucking topic. Let's see. OJ McBaggins. Flat Still Earth has joined us. Oh, Patricia Steer has joined us. It's great to have you in here, Patricia Steer. I think I might have already said that. Flat Still Earth. Great to have you in here as well. Vlad says, hey, Patricia, what's going on? Oh, Experimental Muppet made out of navel lint says, Ravishing Rick Rude. Lulz. Ravishing Rick just went into the Hall of Fame at this year's WrestleMania that just happened. Every year, the night before WrestleMania, they do a class of 2017 Hall of Fame, you know. And they put about like 6 or 7 people in. This year, the big one was probably the Rock and Roll Express. They never wrestled in the WWE, but they're going in the WWE Hall of Fame because WWE owns the what was once the NWA, or then became the WCW. The NWA is a promotional company that still exists and was not part of, it was only part of the WCW. Vince bought the WCW, which had taken on the ownership of the NWA titles, but they just called it the WCW titles. But in reality, the NWA is still a national wrestling alliance that exists today, and it's a very, very small independent thing. And they operate in, you know, small venues in front of like 50 people, 200 people. And having the NWA championship now is obviously nothing compared to when the NWA was at its apex by being conjoined to what was called the WCW, World Championship Wrestling, which was the Southern Wrestling. And that's where you hear of names like Goldberg coming from, you know. And that's why when Hulk Hogan went down from WWF up north to the WCW down south, he was a good guy for a little while, but he turned evil. He turned heel. He became the bad guy and started dressing in black. And it worked because he was now in Bizarro World. He was in the South. And it's all history from there. Schlumminger has joined us and says, hey, VB, Ohio, Richard, Vlad, Peeps, and Ginger, Earth dickheads. Who's she talking to? Who's she talking to? I don't know. Schlumminger, what's up? It says, sup, VB. Oh, Patricia's talking about Nathan. Someone must be talking smack about Nathan, and Patricia's in here being a good friend and defending Nathan and saying Nathan is a family man and works hard. He used to have a high-paying job and flew all over doing audio video, but now doesn't, so he can be with wife and baby as a good husband, father. And he does YouTube. Nathan, just like me, and just like Jed, Nathan's just some fucking guy. Okay? Just like Flat Still Earth, and just like De La Ohio, and Schlumberger, and Test Vision. Just some fucking guy. Oh, it must be Glenn. It must be Glenn talking shit to Patricia. Hello. Tomfoolery says, VB, did you hear about the fake weapons in the North Korean parade? It's all theater. Huh. I mean, of course, I believe it. You think they're really just going to haul real weapons out there? You know how much that would weigh? They probably got just cardboard little. that's kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, but yeah, I got to look into that. Thanks for letting me know about that. Jet says no one mentioned Nathan. Pat just randomly said that. Really? Okay, maybe. OJ McBaggins says, hey, Patricia, did you see the article I tagged you in about Trump trying to defund NASA and Congress giving them more money anyway? Vlad says, that's going to be my new channel name. Just some fucking guy. No, I mean, don't take that. I got that from a video, I guess, by The Onion News. And the guy's talking about bears or something. And he's supposed to be hyping up. And then he's the remote reporter. And he's like, I don't really care about this story. And then the guy in the studio is like, we'll get back to you, Tom. And he's like, I'm just some fucking guy. It's ridiculous. I mean, maybe I'll find the fucking link and I'll put the video. It's like a 2-minute fucking Onion montage, and it's fucking classic. Patricia says, Vlad, haha, good channel name. Yeah, it would be pretty funny. Man, Vlad has changed channel names a couple times now. I was thinking about it. Vlad has had at least 3 since I've known him. At least 3. But we all know who he is. We all know who he is. And we all know he makes great videos. You guys got to go check that stuff out. Veli says Jed's lying again, VB. Vancouver is the one who mentioned him. Oh, yeah. Man, you guys are having a good old time. There's 20 viewers in here at the moment? Oh, yeah, experimental Muppet made out of navel lint. Puts in the thing here. Hogan and Savage predict 9/11. YouTube link right there. Oh, yeah, it's the Twin Towers, and they're the mega powers, and they're going to take down the Twin Towers. Jed says that someone out here is jealous of him and hate him because he's just the man. I mean, believe what you want, Jed. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. Okay. P. Mars has joined us with a big pink heart. A big, soft pink heart. That's nice. P. Mars was part of the show last night. Oh, gosh. Debate, Flat Earth, and more, I think. I think it's one of Jem's channels. Whatever it is, I'm going to put the link in. And you guys got to go to about, the hour 53 mark of the video. And you can see how the Earth is flat when it's me in there by myself with 4 globers. And it, pretty much gets brought. You know what I'm saying? And we know that the Earth is flat. Oh, Jed says VB destroyed them. That's right. He knows. They says, you're a pencil neck, Jed. Nobody wants to be you. Patricia wisely chimes in and says, Jed, as always. I will do as I please. And as always, you cannot do a fucking thing about it. No, she didn't say that. She said, you cannot do a thing about it. Telling me to shut up shows your lack of character. Jed Skeptic says they hit a brick wall with him. That's right. Jed must have been watching. They always do. Because at the end of the fucking day, every time VB hops in on Jem's channel, Jem's fucking show, and P Mars is there, Tim's there, you know, and Jem's there. And I say, okay, guys, what are we going to do about the big elephant in the room and the fact that Validation Boy is the end of the road for you guys? And that, you know, the fact that the sky is intangible is pretty much the biggest stumbling block that you are never, ever going to get past. And when at the end of the day, all you do is you dead end and you have to look at this mug right here. And this is the face that you see in your mind's eye when you think about the fact that, fucking damn it, if only we could go to fucking space and prove to these motherfuckers, especially that Validation Boy fucking bastard, that, you know, the earth is a fucking big spinning ball that's spinning in a corkscrew behind the sun, and it has a whole bunch of little moons around each planet, which also do their own little corkscrew fucking bullshit, and none of it's affected by any of the other bigger bodies that are, you know, hauling ass in front of it at trillions of miles fucking squared. Okay, how, you know, we need to prove it to these guys. If only we could get up there. Oh, you know, if only we could, you know, use NASA. Oh, we can't use NASA. Oh, well, end of the fucking road. And all you do is you end up looking at my fucking face in your mind, telling you, oh, the sky's intangible. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the end of the road. It's the biggest stumbling block. It's the biggest roadblock. Tim Osman, Jed Skeptic, Flat Earth Vancouver, P Mars, much love, you know, and it's, you guys just can't, Gem, you're not going to be able to defeat it. It's done. This is what you see. Finito. Finished. So I'm going to take a little smoke break. Anyways, we're back. Oh, Justin Bernard has joined us. Man, Flat Still Earth says he was 16 years old back in 1985, back when, you know, Back to the Future was coming out. That's crazy, man. Fucking, that's funny. That brings me over to Snack to the Future, because, excuse me, guys, Barbi Mcgill had a show sometime last week where both Snack and Timmy were on there, and damn, Snack to the Future like brutally and utterly like dogged out Tim, like humiliated him and shit. Almost started feeling bad, but it was like so good. It was so good that it was satisfying, you know, to see Tim put in his place like that, you know, running around thinking that he knows everything, you know. And that's why Jed looks up to Tim Osman so much, you know. Ducks in a row, you know. But anyways, P Mars is LOLing at something. Justin Bernard asked, VB, have I seen The Principal? No, I haven't. But I know that it's a movie that's supposed to be about you know, geocentricity, I think, or a geocentric model, or like questioning the heliocentric model, basically. They Lie says, I think VB plays thrash music. Oh yeah, indeed I do. Jed Skeptic says VB is snorting cat piss. Post litter cat piss chunks, huh? I break it up and I snort that shit. Oh man. Yeah. VB has good times in there, Glenn. You know, I'm glad that you're with me, joining me. Man, this chat looks like it is the most dynamic chat in all of Flat Earth YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should bring Jed in here. No. Maybe I should bring, I don't know. Maybe I'll just fly solo. There's so much going on. Let's see what's going on right now in chat, you know? Test Vision says he's reading comments too, VB. Yeah, see? Jed says, I get under everyone's skin and you fuckers know it. Oh, Jed, no. Honestly, you try so hard that it doesn't. It like nullifies it. We know that you're trying. So it's like we're just kind of watching you. You're not really under our skin. We're just kind of like, okay, let's see what he brings this time. You don't have the same skill that I have, which is really, changing the game, which I have. I've done it on you guys now a couple times, but I've done it on the Flat Earth, the whole thing a couple times too, P. Mars says Jed Skeptic Media is too good for your panel, VB. I don't know if he means it like, sarcastically or if he really means that. It could be a geocentric globe, bro. Schlumminger says, no, Jed is just too handsomely gingerish for VB to handle without stakes and burning. No, I got nothing against gingers, But, I'm definitely not going to agree with Jed when he says that the Scotsmen are the direct bloodline of Moses, Adam, and Jesus, and Noah, Oh, yeah. Flat Earth Fight Club says that's one shiny dome. Here you go. You get a full shot of it, guys. There you go. Take your snapshots now. There it is. I have to shave my head, guys, because my hairline is embarrassingly receded. They lie how it says VB already had ladies' night. Did I? I had Barbi Mcgill, Patricia Steer. That reminds me. Yeah, I've had all kind of co-panelists, all kind of guests. Let's see. I guess I already touched on the fact that the whole caring about the kids, it takes a village theme is going to be coming back around. The Globers are going to recycle that whole argument all over again. They're going to bring that one up again. They're going to do the whole thing about, like, is it harmful to your children to teach them flat earth, because it could be wrong, and not only that, they're going to get mocked in school, and really, okay, well, then you homeschool them. And really, who the fuck are these Globers, the Buttskateers? Who are they to try to start using the caring about your kids argument, the it takes a village meme, if you will? These fuckers need to get their grubby hands. Okay, just like I said in Gem Pandas Hangout. Who the fuck are they to have their grubby hands all over, Dell's children, for example? Harassing Dell about his kids and what he's going to teach them and all this stuff. Man. Gem Panda even agreed with me. It's pretty funny. And like, they're not going to fit in with society. Okay. Well, last time I checked, society pretty much fucking sucks. And most people in it kind of suck. So going ahead and letting your kid know about other possibilities and also letting them learn all about the globe too, but also giving them this other information. I don't see any harm in that. I see hearing this kind of information and having your child think on these kind of levels, okay, would be the best thing for them, and get them to develop more cerebral power at an earlier age. Show them other things. Show them conspiracies. Give them those wow magical moments, and then they'll be much brighter. I know my sister, my mom, used to read to me constantly, got me reading very, very early age. And like I said in a couple of my videos before, I've always been an expert with spelling and grammar and all this crap, Jed says, strange Tim would mail him, to be honest. Yeah, and I guess Tim says that he emailed Dell about the whole thing about, like, you shouldn't teach your kids. But you know what? Fuck this society, and fuck fitting in with this stupid society, because that's how the fucking cycle perpetuates. So basically what Timmy and Jed and the likes and these guys, these sorts, what they're promoting is that we stagnate as a society and we maintain the status quo and maintain the servitude under a system of fucking lies. And like that's what Tim stands for, and he calls that being a real truth seeker. And then also with Timmy, on one side of the coin, he pretends to care about how flat Earth is tainting other conspiracies. Okay, but on the other side of the coin, he's known to have labeled anyone who believes in pretty much any conspiracy is just a conspiratard. And I pointed that out to him live, and he totally changed the subject, and that's okay. It's touch and go with Validation Boy and Tim, because troll as he may, him and I are under the agreement that this is about an idea, and at least as far as I know, unless I've made some kind of deal with the devil who I can never trust, which I hope I could trust him, at least on this. But the deal is this: between me and Tim, we've agreed that it's about arguing about this idea, and whether or not he wants to publicly admit it, he and I agree on the fact that I, with my flat earth dogmatism, okay, as you want to say, regardless of that, the fact that the sky is intangible, okay, that's the shit. That's the roadblock that these guys can never and will never get past. They can throw out all the fucking southern celestial poles and all the moons and all the suns and all the shit they want to throw on the table, and it doesn't matter, because we don't know what they're comprised of. We don't really know what they are. So they could be anything. And if they're anything, then how valid are their patterns of movement to our observation? Can you trust something you just completely do not know? Something that you know that you will never be able to touch, and that you will never be able to truly experience? You can observe it, but you'll never experience it. You'll never touch it. You'll never be in the presence of it. These stars, this moon, the sun, you'll never get anywhere near them. Okay? And you want to use those things as evidence, things you cannot trust. That's foolishness. And for that, Jed, P. Mars, Tim, Jem, anybody else out there, for that one thing, you're fools. Okay? And I'm not saying that you're fools in everything, because you're not. I'm not saying that you're a big fool in your life. I'm not saying that about any of you guys. But when it comes to this subject, that is utter and complete foolishness. Let's go check. Flat Earth is a cult, also known as Glenda, says, I don't trust him. He hates all the wrong people. But you think he's talking about Andrea Sensi. Patricia says, I have a wrench at Nathan's and let Tim do whatever he wanted for a while, hoping he'd be civil. Charlotte, 1966, chimes in and says, yes, I trust God, VB. yet he is intangible to me. That's not, that's complete foolishness for you to say that a God is intangible. You have contradicted yourself. You admitted you speak to the Creator often. I speak and I hope that the Creator hears me. That's what it is. I speak and I just hope that the Creator is hearing my voice when I'm praying to the Creator. But anyways, yes, I trust God, VB, yet he is intangible to me. That is wrong. Okay, look at your hand. Look at the computer you're looking at. Look at the wall in front of you. Look at the cloud outside. Look at the sky, okay? Creator. End of story right there. I'm sure Justin Bernard would agree. God is quite tangible. In fact, God is utterly tangible in everything that you can see. And even those things that you can't explain, those spiritual experiences that you have, those miracles that you experience, those blessings that you experience from the Creator, and sometimes the punishments that you experience from the Creator. It's all tangible and it's all the Creator. Glenn asks Patricia if she's sticking up for Tim. Alex says government is religion. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Daylight says he doesn't think they've been to the moon either. You know, I got to agree with that. Justin Bernard says it's so real when you remove the scales, VB. Yeah, I mean, it's all about that. So anyways, so Tim's using that whole thing with the kids, and it's phony baloney. We know that that's just an old strategy. That's an old leftist, an old fascist, an old brown shirt strategy. Okay, liberal fucking attack propaganda fucking strategy. Okay, and because we all know that that's how it starts, right? You got to take care of the kids. Oh, and then the kids, just like Alex Jones fucking says, and now I guess it's supposedly happening in his real life. Supposedly, you know, his kids and the custody and all this shit, you know, and who's a fit parent and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When if you can raise your kid to function in society normal enough and not to be a criminal, then what the fuck does it matter if they believe what they believe? What the fuck does it matter what they believe? Okay, because you know, just like someone was saying, you know, there's Scientology now, and there's you know, this, that, and the other, and flat Earth could become a religion. It might even been GED Skeptic. Might even been GED Skeptic who said it. It might have been P. Mars who said that. It might have even been Tim. Shit. You know, so okay, so he's doing that, and then the week before that, Tim gets busted, you know, faking that street interview. Oh man, bad weeks for Timmy. And then you know, let's see what else happened. Oh yeah, then he made that video and was talking about let's save the kids, but during the whole thing he has some nasty bitch up on the screen, excuse my language, but you know, some basically prostitute, hooker, you know, he says it's a model or something. I don't know, whatever. But you know, it just made me think like you're pushing sex, you know, to sell your globe shit, you know, and you're just like, I'm gonna have like a sex, you know, bitch over here and fucking talk about how awesome the globe is and how stupid flat earthers are, you know. And I'm going to also make the title of the video about let's save the kids. So you're like strangely intermingling like children and grossness and shit, you know, inappropriateness and stuff like that, adult themes and shit, and you're like intermingling it. It's very just weird. It's just weird. I don't know if you realize what you're doing when you did that, Tim. And that's what I was really trying to get at when we were on the Gem Panda show, you know. And I think you understood that from the messages I had left on the video, which I think, you know, I think I might have deleted them, you know, but because I know I'd be able to talk about it on this show now. But I just found that really strange, you know. Oh, okay. And then there was this whole thing with Glenn. Oh, Glenn. So I guess Timmy didn't know. I'm just speaking it out into the history books, you know. Tim made a video, said he was taking it down. I guess he probably already took it down by now. But Tim made a video talking about how he had left a comment on some video that Glenda made. And then Glenn's other channel, which he needlessly mirrors every video too. Tim was searching around, went back to go find the video later, maybe to edit the comment or something or whatever, or to check out part of your video again, and didn't see his comment and said, "What happened? Did you erase my comment?" And you flipped, and your wife, Prince, or your girlfriend, whatever she is, flipped, and you guys started attacking him and calling him a fucking cokehead and that he's drunk all the time. Jed Skeptic says that did look a bit set up. He might be talking about the State Street interview. Probably is. Daylight says, I think they've pulled funding from the space programs because they can't escape Earth. But if they quit, it'll raise too many eyebrows. Or no, but if they just quit altogether, people would know. Yep. But anyways. Charlotte chimes in with very wise words, which I most definitely agree with, and says, VB, you interact with the creation in this reality. You will interact with the creator when you inherit your spiritual body. That's the real deal right there. 100% with you on that, Charlotte 1966. Charlotte 1966 says, you're talking bullshit, VB. You equate beautiful women with hookers. Well, it's not really the image of a woman. I mean, it's like it's a girl in some, overtly, piggish, flesh oriented fucking, themes and shit. And it's just like, okay, dude, and he says, it's just what's on my screensaver, and he says it just like that. It's just what's on my screensaver. No, he doesn't say that. But, Flat Earth Fight Club says, VB, what are you looking at? Your script? No, Flat Earth Fight Club, I'm looking at your comment, which says, VB, what are you looking at? Your script? So you're my script, bro. Thank you for participating. You're giving me material. So let's see here. So beautiful women are hookers in VB's eyes. Well, I don't even think you could see the face. I don't even know. I don't even care, But it's just like, that's weird. Okay, yeah. Sex sells, right? And then when I said that to Timmy, he's like, yeah, you're right. I need to get a whole bunch of more sexual images and sexual imagery and push this globe and shit. I'm like, yeah, okay. So basically be a complete and utter fucking normie. And then complain when people are tainting your 9/11 truth with their stupid flat earth sophism, And Tim, this is all in love, but it's like, it's fun for me because Tim seems to have, like defeated everybody, or everybody seems to have like this fucked up scar tissue from their scuffles with Timmy. But the thing is, I kind of have this like magic wand or something, or fucking invincible fucking shield or something, and that is the fact that the sky is not tangible, and that there's this massive roadblock that him and his crew are never going to get past. And I know it, and like Dell knows it, and everybody knows it. And it's like, it's funny because who would have thought, like one of these simple things, and who would have thought of all people, VB is the one that came in and just laid this final smackdown, this iron curtain, this fucking titanium curtain that stretches infinitely up, infinitely down, and infinitely to the sides that you cannot get through. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good to know that, hey, I happen to be the guy. I happen to be one of the troops on this side of the battlefield that has that secret fucking superpower. And I smother it all over Tim Osman's face. And I smother it in his face forever and ever. And he'll never get past it. And so what am I supposed to do? Not exploit that, not enjoy that, not revel in that, not help change him so that he can have a better, more developed, more evolved spirituality and sensibility and intellect and just greaterness, greater abilities as a human being, more coolness, more everything. If he would just accept it. Same thing with you, Jed, with your little crazy moon crap, your little intangible moon shit, see-through intangible fucking moon. And your buddy in your Arab country with his bull horns and all your weird shit, and Scots are Jesus now, just stop it and realize that the earth is flat and just join the team, put all your resources, go all in, and be a fucking hero. Well, I mean, like, what's taking you guys so long? You know that you have the respect and the affection from the people that you've betrayed, the flat earthers you've betrayed. Everybody liked you before. Just come back. Not even come back. Like, just come to where you really are. Just stop with the whole. I just want to be a cutting edge guy, so I'm just gonna say that the Earth's a globe, even though I don't even really fucking believe it. Just cut it out, Jed. I'm gonna take another fucking break. It's about that time to take another break. Be back in like 4 minutes. Okay. We're back. Jed says that he's bored with Tim. Says that Tim is repetitive like Dell, but for the globe. Wow. Let's see what else is going on in chat. Let's see what's going on. Alex says mountains and islands visible from over 100 miles away with observer heights of 20 feet and less. Your ball doesn't work. Yeah. It really doesn't. Flat Still Earth says there is no spin. There is no curve on this earth we live upon. That's the real deal truth. GED Skeptic says, which is not real. All of us do know. Globe, concave, or flat. It's all 2D bullshit. That's interesting. Oh, he says, flat earth is a metaphor of your reality on a flat screen. You now live in a 2D world. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That whole argument. Someone said something about. Flat Earth Fight Club says, tiring all that script reading. Yeah. I know, I got to keep up to date. Well, we've been on the air for like an hour and a half. Richard Clark has joined us. Richard Clark has just joined us. Let's see. Let's see what else I was going to talk about. Oh, yeah. I already covered how I couldn't make Jed's show. Oh, yeah. But also, in one of Jed's recent shows, he had Princess Skeptic and somebody else in there. And Princess Skeptic said some bullshit about how she was in BB's show and got banned. That was the thing she was talking about was probably a long time ago, but there was no banning. I don't ban anybody. You might have had a comment that got blocked because it's sent to spam. But I mean, not in a live stream because I don't have wrenches, never have. Everybody knows it. So you might have to redact your statement, Princess Skeptic. You might have to take back that lie, or at least clear it up and say that it was in the comments or something like that. Because, yeah, the comments, sometimes people say dumb shit and I delete it. Usually not, but, a lot of times I delete a bunch of dumb shit. And that doesn't mean I'll block you, But yeah, I mean, in the live stream, there's no such thing as a wrench. Validation Boy live stream. You see all these scoundrels, all these rats in here. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of fucking ace players, flat earth badasses in here too, though. So, we got Flat Earth as a cult. That's you, Glenn. We got Flat Earth Fight Club, Test Vision, Jet Skeptic, Kevin J, Schlaminger. You know what I'm saying? Or Richard Clark, Flat Derp SS420, you know. Geez, Vlad, the Globe Impaler, also known as Flat Still Earth, a common guest on my show. We got Alex in here, you know. We got GED Skeptic Media. We got, I mean, the list goes on. We got Charlotte 1966, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, you know. We got, who else? They Lie, Ohio, Justin Bernard. Come on. Come on, guys, you know. Okay. Well, you know, what else? Oh, yeah, I talked about all the little fucking things I wanted to talk about. I talked some trash. Had a little fun, you know. Action-packed episode. Validation Boy live stream, you know what I'm saying? All right, guys. I'm going to go and I'm going to edit. I'm going to edit out all those breaks and stuff. So if you don't see the video, tough shit. It'll be back up soon. Very, very soon. If it even does go down. I might not even take it down. All right, guys. It's been a whole lot of fun. Thanks everybody who's in here, especially They Lie, Ohio, and Flat Still Earth, and Justin Bernard, and many others. It's been a lot of fun for me this time, you know. It just so ends up that I end up doing these things on Mondays, but it's just a coincidence. It's not really a scheduled thing, but, you know, whatever. Shit happens. It's been awesome to have all you guys in here. Glenn, you're still my bitch. I own your sorry ass. Much love to everybody else. And keep them Flat Earth videos coming out, guys. You know, we win every day. Okay? And we win with Flat Earth dogmatism. Okay? It's been a real pleasure. This has been Validation Boy live stream, May 1st, 2017.